Entrepreneurs aren't born, they are made through failures, breakthroughs, and relentless hustle. Welcome to the Empowered Entrepreneur TV show. This is your host Rohit Soni, airing across 185 countries, 26 plus TV networks, 100 plus podcast stations. This is where visionaries share their unfiltered journeys, strategies, and game changing insights. Your success story starts here. This is more than just a show, it's a movement. Watch, learn, and elevate. So, hello everyone, welcome back to the Empower Entrepreneur TV show. This is your host Rohit Soni, season 2. And before introducing our guest today, I want to talk to you about an important thing. That's mindset. And then there's money mindset. You see the most successful people in the world, what they have in common. They're just not disciplined. They're just not consistent, but they understand financial world better than most. The top 1%, whoever you see, they understand the power of investment. They understand the power of making more money. They understand the power of having the right community to support them. So today we'll talk about not just mindset, but the actual money mindset that can set you apart in 2025 and into 2026 and going forward. And for that, I have an amazing guest for you today. Before inviting them on the stage, I'd like to introduce them. So today's guest is Tavia Jackson, who is a sought-after mindset and business mentor, helping high-performing entrepreneurs, coaches, and CEOs unlock their earning potential by rewiring their beliefs around money, success, and self-worth. With over a decade of experience in business and personal development, Tavia has coached hundreds of leaders to scale beyond strategy by scaling their identity first. She believes your results are a mirror of what you believe you deserve and what you believe is possible. So in saying that, I'd like to have her on the stage. Hi, Tavia. How are you?
Hello. Thank you so much for inviting me on the show today. I'm honored to be here.
Awesome. So, Tavia, before we go into the mindset and the money thing, which people are here to learn from you, but I want to get a little bit backstory on you, how you started your journey, what was that aha moment, right, which led to you being here today.
Absolutely. So just to give you a little bit about my journey, like, have you ever experienced like a jolt in your life that felt unclear about what's next and what you knew you were meant for? Well, for me, I know I had a scary feeling where it was like, what's about to happen in my life? So what I wanted most is success, and I wanted to have freedom and just enjoy my family and do something meaningful to me. And one day I was working at a job, and it was actually my favorite job. And I turned on the news, and it said the company I worked for was being shut down by the federal government. Right? My husband and our 3 kids had just moved into our new home. But when that happened, we lost our 401ks, and there was this feeling of insecurity and what's going to happen next. And we didn't know so many things. We felt lied to. We felt betrayed, embarrassed, scared. And if you've ever felt like you had the rug pulled from underneath you, you probably understand that feeling. And so that was happening. And one morning, as I was waking up, I kept hearing, serve more people, serve more people, serve more people. And so I hopped out of bed, and I was saying, like, what people? I do serve people. And what I heard was like, yeah, you serve people on a pygmy level, like you play it safe. And I said, well, what do you want me to do? Serve them through coaching and teaching and speaking. And so I made a decision to change my life, take back control. And even though I felt uncertain about it, I decided to step into the world fully of coaching, teaching, and speaking and helping people with mindset and finances. And because I've done that work for myself, I've been able to help tons of people to transform their lives as well.
Yeah, that's great to hear because when you are in a situation where you're comfortable at a job and when you get a news like that, first of all, it breaks you a little bit, but that it also tells you who you really are. So in those moments, to me, it's more about it's a make or break moment, right?
That's right.
And it was a turning point for you. But what were some of the biggest money beliefs you had to release to reach your next level after that?
So after that, I would say some of the biggest money beliefs that I had to release. One was thinking that money takes a long time to come. Like I always thought, oh, it'll take so long to do this or so long to have that. And, of course, that is not really true at all. I had programmed my mind that, but as soon as I started to reprogram my mind to the truth that money comes to me easily, frequently, and in increasing quantities because I'm aligned with divine flow, that's exactly what started to happen to me. So as soon as I started activating my words and my belief, things started getting in motion. I think the other belief was lack of deserving. So it's like when you don't believe that you deserve, say, for example, large sums of money. So you have to figure out, like, what is that point for you that shows you this is the cap of my belief? Like, do you believe that you deserve $100,000 more than you have right now? Do you believe that you deserve $1 million more than you have right now? And when you start unlocking those levels that you may have previously been capped at, you unlock more abundance.
And with abundance comes belief. With belief comes possibility. With possibility comes action. And with action comes results, right? And speaking about that, right? According to you, Tavi, why do you believe so many entrepreneurs chase new strategies without working on their mindset first? Because you see every YouTube video, they tell you a new strategy, right? But according to you, without working on a mindset, how can that be painful to most? We have to first work on a mindset. Why do you think it's important?
Yeah. So I think a lot of entrepreneurs, do those strategies without working on their mindset because one, they just don't know that success is 80% mindset and 20% of the mechanics. And so they are unaware. And so if you had $1 million strategy and you gave that to somebody who had a limited mindset, they're going to sabotage it. So, but if I gave that same strategy to somebody who had a developed and an expertise in their mindset, they could thrive with it. So people don't know that it's 80% mindset and only 20% strategy. So what I teach is you don't attract just what you want, but you attract a lot of what you believe. And so if your mindset isn't congruent with what you're trying to build, it's going to collapse under pressure.
I agree. It's gonna collapse, and if it collapses, nothing's gonna work out. And what are, according to you, Terry, what are the most damaging subconscious belief you see most of your clients or people you meet that holds them back?
Yeah, I think some of the most damaging subconscious beliefs are I have to work hard to be worthy. Like when you think that if I'm not tired, if I didn't wake up at the earliest time and go to bed at the latest time at night, if I'm not exhausted every day and doing all these things, that I don't deserve wealth. And the shift of that is understanding that I do deserve wealth with ease. I think another one is I'm not good enough. And the not good enough comes in so many forms. Like I'm not good enough to charge this amount. I'm not good enough to request, money for what I'm doing or providing. I'm not good enough to ask for the full value. So not feeling good enough, all the not enoughness shows up. And the last one is fear of loss. So that's like if I become too successful, I'm going to lose a friend. If I become too successful, I'm going to lose, maybe family members. If I become too successful, I have to pay more this, and this. So that fear of loss connected with it is definitely some of those damaging beliefs that I see hold people back a lot.
Yeah, and in saying that, I don't want to hold us back, but we want to take a quick break, Tavia. And when we come back, Tavia, everyone will be sharing with us imposter syndrome and how identity dictate people's results and decision making. So right after this break, we'll delve deeper into the mindset of how to make more money. So I'll see you right after this short break. Thank you. As a coach or a consultant, your focus should be on transforming lives, not struggling to get clients. That's where my company Amplify Media comes in to help you not just scale your business, but to consistently give you the revenue that your business deserves. We actually build a done-for-you lead generation acquisition system that brings in clients consistently so that you don't have to worry about where the next client is coming in. You focus on the most important thing that is scaling your business and impacting your own coaching clients. From high impact marketing and scroll stopping content to expert funnel creation, we take your business from point A to point B. with precision. Coaches and consultants worldwide trust the company. We have over 277 plus clients, case studies all around the world, help tons and tons of businesses scale. So, your next level is waiting. Let's make your brand unforgettable and visit the website today. I would love to offer you a free strategy session to share with you how we can help scale your business. Thank you. So, hello and welcome back to the Empowered Entrepreneur TV show. For that short break, this is your host Rohit Soni, and I'll get back Tavia Jackson on the stage again. And Tavia, like we were discussing, according to you, why is imposter syndrome so common among high achievers, even like us, even those earning 6 or 7 figures as well? Why do you think that happens? And how most of high level entrepreneurs can work on it and improve on it?
Mm-hmm. So I think that it happens even among high achievers is because success doesn't cancel out your subconscious beliefs. So imposter syndrome isn't about your resume. It's about the rehearsal of what a person is saying to themselves and in their minds over and over, or what's been embedded. So it results from old beliefs or internalized messages or identity patterns that were rehearsed long before the money arrived, long before they hit that goal, long before they hit that 7 figures. Those ideas and things in their mind were there. And so unless we reprogram the mind, it's still there. So say, for example, if you want to reprogram something, reprogram the computer, rebooting the computer doesn't reprogram the computer. I have to go in and take some code out and put some new code in. And so a person could be making 6 or 7 figures and still be carrying beliefs like, I have to prove my worth, or I'm just lucky, I'm not really qualified, or if they find out who I really am, it'll all fall apart. So high achievers, they often are masters of performance, but that doesn't always mean that they feel safe being fully seen, because they climb the ladder, but they can still be haunted by the belief that they don't belong at the top. So the brain is wired to be consistent with your identity, not your potential. So if your internal story hasn't caught up with your external results, your nervous system still sees that as a threat. So when you stop performing for approval and you start standing in your authority, because the real you isn't an imposter. The real you is the man or the woman who built this, and now you get to enjoy it. But your identity is always going to impact the results that you see and what you're experiencing. So if you don't change that identity, that's where the imposter syndrome is going to keep showing up.
And like you see everything all that, right? Like, what advice you have for someone who's stuck in a cycle of strategy chasing but not seeing results? Like, suppose if I'm not taking the right action, but I'm just seeing a strategy, trying it, and not having a sustainable way of seeing results. So what advice would you give to me? Like, you see, I'm stuck, right? I'm just trying a strategy every day. So what would you suggest to a person in that case?
So if there's somebody who I see that's feeling stuck in a cycle, one, get a transformational life coach who understands business, who understands mindset, who understands the energetics, who understands the spiritual and universal laws, period, because it's not a strategy problem. It's a subconscious programming problem. And that's what I had to learn. Like, oh, you don't need another course. It's not just about clarity, but it is about including accountability and somebody who can be a mirror for you, who can spot those invisible patterns that are sabotaging your process and keep you in the loop. The most amazing athletes, the most amazing successful people, almost all of them have coaches. Almost all of them have somebody who is helping them incrementally adjust their mindset as they experience life, to rewire the beliefs, to realign their continued identity that's growing to match the current version of them, and to help them make decisions from power and not panic and create predictable success.
I agree. I love that part because even Tavia in my own journey, I've seen that the moment I step out of just thinking of a strategy and actually take the right action and try, fail, and adjust, I take a better road. And the moment mentors or coaches came into my life, all that big road to success became much more shorter, I'll say, because nothing's easy, everything's simple. That's what I say. You got to try things out before you finalize the actual action. But once I had someone to guide me, to support me through those hurdles, things became 10 times simple than just, hitting something in the dark, because you don't know what's going to happen in that case. Yes, you have to gamble a lot, but yes, at least gamble on your future. Gamble on what you can do best, right? Gamble on what you love. So that's the key here, right? And is there any industry trends you see every day, Tavia, that you feel are overrated or harmful for most entrepreneurs or high achievers?
So that's a great question. So I think the industry trend that is not helpful and that I am constantly combating is the hustle mentality. So I keep seeing people hustling like it's cool to hustle, like it's like an amazing thing to be hustling. And the truth is that especially for female entrepreneurs, like it's like there's this pressure to constantly launch, constantly produce, to constantly be on and to turn off the emotions. So that's like pushing a boulder uphill with heels on. So what's dangerous is that being marketed as high performance, but the reality is it's just well-branded burnout that's pushing people to operate out of energetic alignment. And I'm a United States Marine. Like I tell people, I'm a little piece of leather, but well put together. I am not foreign to working diligently, working hard, and getting the job done. However, when we come into certain atmospheres, there's an importance of knowing what your real vision is and being in alignment with the strategy and with a divine strategy, not just working until you're exhausted and launch after launch and exhaustion after exhaustion. And so I think the hustle mentality of like, if you're not tired, you're not doing good enough. That's the thing I believe that is currently in error, and it's a trend that I don't agree with.
I love that. And I completely agree with this hustle mentality, because people are doing the work just for the sake of doing it, and they're not fulfilled by it. And I believe, Tavi, if you're not fulfilled by something that you do, what are you doing? You got to feel it, right? You got to have that impact. You got to have that drive, that passion, that zeal of doing it, no matter what comes in front of you. You got to do it. That attitude helps a lot. Attitude has helped me a lot in my life. And coming to like leading, right? You talk a lot about leading with identity, not insecurity. What does that actually mean in your own practice every day?
So, leading from your identity, there's a gentleman, James Clear. And James Clear wrote the book, The Power of Atomic Habits. And it was such an amazing book. But in that book, he talks about your identity and your identity being the thing that you want to attach what you're leading from, because it's so, so important, because all your true behavior is based on your identity. So we don't rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our beliefs about who we are. So if deep down you see yourself as somebody who's always behind or not ready or just trying to figure it out, your business decisions will reflect hesitation, undercharging, overworking. But when you shift your identity to I'm a powerful CEO, I'm a highly successful transformational life coach who impacts thousands of lives and creates generational wealth, or I attract highly aligned clients, or I'm a leader of impact, your habits and your decisions begin to follow your results. I have a client, she just told me last night, we created her identity statement together, and she invests in the stock market, and she created her identity statement that she felt in full alignment with, that I'm a full-time investor, highly successful, sought after investor in the stock market, and I create generational wealth for herself and for her clients. And she called me yesterday and she said, this is the first month that I've been in the green all month. I hit my goals. I'm doing amazing. And this was the first month that she started applying and daily reciting and beginning to walk in her identity. She didn't work any harder. Walking in that identity started changing her own beliefs, her behaviors, and they're creating the result that she really wanted.
Well, it's all about understanding who you are, right? Truly. So, Tavia, looking at that, could you tell us and our viewers a little bit more about Tavia Jack's coaching? What you do, how you help your clients, a little bit background, how they can connect with you?
Absolutely. I would love to. So I'll start with how people can connect with me. So you can find me at Tavia Jax, TaviaJax, pretty much everywhere. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok and Twitter. You can find me with that everywhere. But I am a transformational life coach. So I help people with mindset. I help people with the spiritual laws of success and neuroscience so they can reprogram their life and their behaviors to accomplish the goals that they would love in life and business. So with that, I help people take their dreams from feeling like they're impossible to knowing that they are possible, to watching them become predictable because you've applied the laws and the rules to that thing. So you don't ever have to wonder if 2 times 2 is going to equal 4. We know that it is. And when you apply the spiritual principles and the universal laws to your business, to your life, to your health, to your vocation, it's not a question what your results will be. So because of that, I help people who are creatives, coaches, CEOs, entrepreneurs, high-level leaders take their goals and dreams from being impossible to possible to predictable, which makes your success inevitable.
Yeah, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to drop your links where how and people can connect with you, Tavia, just so that they can, and I'll also drop a barcode as well at the very end of the show so they can connect with you. Okay. And Tavia, like shifting gears, right? Uh, let's just talk about how you help, right? Not just what you do, right, and what you can do for audience, but how do you help entrepreneurs detach their income from their self-worth? Because I've seen in my own business a lot of entrepreneurs attach it to their self-worth. If someone's making zero money for 1 year, they just feel worthless. But that's the problem. You're not there, but the moment you'll be there, you won't even know your 6 figures. Now, where's the self-worth? So could you help us with that a little bit more?
Absolutely. And I as well experienced that myself. So I help them redefine their source, the source of their value. See, because your self worth is not up for negotiation. It's not tied to your revenue, your last launch, or how many people bought your program. Your self worth is not tied to how many people showed up at your virtual event or your in person event or how many products you sold. Your self worth is an identity, it's not a KPI, which is a key performance indicator. So entrepreneurs get stuck when they measure who they are by what they produce. So my number one thing is don't measure who you are by what you produce. I walk my clients through a process of reclaiming their worth as inherent and unshakable, not something that's earned through hustle or through sales or through performance. And here's how we do it. First, we rewire the belief that the more money means I matter more. More money does not mean that you matter more. Second, we dismantle shame. Shame around numbers, shame around normalizing the ebbs and flow, shame that you don't always have to have it all together, the shame of when you're not good at one part of the business. That's okay. Hire somebody who is, because when you stop needing your business to validate you, you give it freedom to bless you. You don't need your business to validate you. You don't need the number of clients you have to validate who you are as a person. So you make decisions from confidence and not desperation. You charge your worth when that happens. You attract alignment and you build not from proving, but from power and from strength. And so that's one of the things that I also had to work myself through. I had to teach at an event that I thought, 30 people would be at, but there were 8 people there. And after the event, make sure I didn't tell myself, oh, you failed today. Oh, you're not this or you're not that. People don't value your voice. No, ma'am, and no, sir. You know what? The seeds I sowed from marketing, the seeds I sowed with the 8 people that came, they all exponentially grew. So I told myself that day in that room that today's a $50,000 day. And these 8 people and all the energy and effort and work that was done for this event to happen are going to yield residual and continued and immediate results for me. And so those are some different mindset shifts that you can use to also not just focus so much on that one thing or that one number or that one day or that one launch that you're thinking that is tied to your work.
And what's not tied to your work is also, who you are. And the moment you understand what your greatest potential is, everything seems to work out, right, Tavia? And that's what I've seen as well in my life. Like the moment I was first 2 years back in 2019 to 2020, zero income, nothing, right? I've been pitching my services as a copywriter to what, 10, 20 people at that time. Took me time even how to find people, how to talk. The bigger challenge initially was how to find. Then the challenge became how to set up an appointment. Then the challenge became how to get them on a call. Then the challenge became how to talk to them, right? Then the challenge came how to offer them a trial. Then the challenge became how to close them. You see, there's a journey. And then after that, the challenge became how much I can close for. You see? So that took me 6, 7 months, and that's a process. You learn from it. And if you fear at that time, nothing's going to work out. And I understand that part too. So, to anyone who's an entrepreneur who's starting right now, Tavia is absolutely spot on that you should not tie to your self worth right away. It's a business. You don't have to feel if something didn't work out today, that means that you're not something. You'll get there. It's a process with the right people, the right mentors. You're going to get there. That's where there are coaches out there like Tavia who are there to guide you, there to support you, there to take you to the next level. So, yeah, in saying that, we have to run into another quick break. And when we come back, Tavia will share with you belief shift every entrepreneur needs to make to scale with confidence. So when we come back, it's going to be massive. See you after this break. As a coach or a consultant, your focus should be on transforming lives, not struggling to get clients. That's where my company Amplify Media comes in to help you not just scale your business, but to consistently give you the revenue that your business deserves. We actually build a done-for-you lead generation acquisition system that brings in clients consistently so that you don't have to worry about where the next client is coming in. You focus on the most important thing that is scaling your business and impacting your own coaching clients. From high-impact marketing and scroll-stopping content to expert funnel creation, we take your business from point A to point B with precision. Coaches and consultants worldwide trust the company. We have over 277 plus clients, case studies all around the world, help tons and tons of businesses scale. So your next level is waiting. Let's make your brand unforgettable and visit the website today. I would love to offer you a free strategy session to share with you how we can help scale your business. Thank you. So hello everyone, welcome back to the Empower Entrepreneur TV show. This is your host Rohit Soni, and let me welcome Tavia Jackson on the stage again. So Tavia, as we were discussing before the break, could you tell us what is the number one belief shift every entrepreneur needs to make to scale with confidence in today's day and age?
Yes, that is such a great question about belief shifts. And I know for me, shifting our belief first is the awareness that a belief needs to be shifted. So we talked about just a moment ago that there's that 80% mindset and the 20% of the skill set and 20% of the work ethic. So for me, I think that belief is that one, that I'm worthy and that I'm capable, that I'm worthy and that I'm capable. I see some of the most successful people, they believe that they're worthy. They believe that they're deserving. And one way to look at everybody, not everybody, a lot of people would say, I believe in myself and I believe that I'm worthy. I believe that I deserve X, Y, and Z. But here's a test to see how much you really believe you deserve. Look at your relationships. If there's a gap between what you believe you deserve and what you really have, that there's also a true gap somewhere in your deserving. If there's a gap in your money, like that, I believe I deserve X, Y, and Z, but there's a real gap from what I believe and what I'm seeing, then there really is a gap in what you believe you deserve. And when I had to do the hard work to start to align my life to what I believed I deserved, because what I realized is that whatever we have right now is really reflecting on what you believe you deserve. And if you're not happy with your results, and if you're not happy with what you have or how you're being treated at a job, in your business, you're not happy with the type of clients you're attracting, that all goes back to your sense of deserving. Because when you know you don't deserve something, you don't tolerate it. So there are things in your life that are flying under the radar because we have the opportunity to have a belief shift in our sense of deserving.
I couldn't agree more. It's all about beliefs at the end of the day. And coming back to it, according to Terry, how do you help someone break through a financial ceiling that they have been stuck at for years? So suppose if someone is unable to make more, someone is unable to sign more clients, what would you suggest to them?
That's a great question. So the first thing is that we don't hustle our way out of a ceiling. we energetically collapse it. So a financial ceiling, it's never just about the numbers. It's about the frequency. It's about the energetic cap that your current identity is calibrated to receive. So the first thing I do is help them activate the version of themselves who already lives beyond that ceiling, not someday, but now. So it's called it's like a dream life hack. So I'm going to give you guys this like life dream hack today. So imagine that it's 3 years from today and you have absolutely everything that you would love in life, right? Everything worked out. You're living the life of your dreams. So once you visualize that, you would take some time, do this after you watch the show. Take some time and write it out. Write all that down. After that, imagine that it's 3 years after that. And you've accomplished all the first set, and now you've accomplished the very next set of things. So it's like you have to break the ceiling of what you used to think would be amazing. And when you break that ceiling, the hack is to go to even the next thing. And then you drop into the quantum version of yourself. And when you're at that place, you ask, what does this person believe? Now it's 6 years from now and I've quantum leaped my dreams 2 times. How does this woman move? How does this man move? What does this person no longer tolerate? Because you don't just manifest new results from the vibration of lack. You don't manifest new results from that vibration of lack, period. Or the vibration of I'm trying to fix it, or the vibration of I'm thinking about it all the time. So you manifest from embodying it, from feeling that the dream is already done, from seeing that that place in your life is already done, from alignment and not wholeness. And so when you get clear on that, the old beliefs, the generational patterns, the energetic blocks, they start to clear away because they all carry a frequency. So one of the important things is to know that you don't become more wealthy about thinking about how wealthy you aren't. You become more wealthy and you break through those limitations by experiencing it, visioning it. The other day I did a visualization activity. I visualized what I wanted from this client deal 7 times in 24 hours. I got on the call and I thought that I was going to be creating an income of 4 figures. And when I got on that call, I was deep into double 5 figures. So my visualization, it always comes with the preface of this or something greater. And so when you allow your body to feel the success, to feel that next level, to feel what it feels like to be that level of abundance for you, everything energetically starts to shift and move you forward in that way.
Well, that's powerful, right? You're powerful. The passion you have is powerful. The way you do work is powerful. And the moment you realize it, Tavia, as a person, as a human, you just take things to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
You just understand who you really are. You understand your potential. And when that is in front of you, absolutely no stopping you. I would say no one can stop you. And I completely resonate with you. Is there any testimonial or any client success story you can share with us, Tavia, where someone was down and out and then they changed everything for them? Is there anything you can share with us for our viewers?
Sure. There are so many. I'll start with one. So I had a client, and he came to me. He is in the entertainment business. And when he came to me, he literally felt like, I don't even know if I should try anything because I feel like I've done everything and I'm exhausted. I've had life hit me. I've had my relationship with my son sabotaged and taken away. Relationship with my family is estranged. My money is funny and my change is strange. And I feel like I'm not winning in life. And he felt like it's not fair. Like, I feel like I'm a good person. And on top of that, his sibling died when he was young. And so when I met him, he was carrying around the pain, the disappointment, the rejection, the frustration of these things happening to him for over 15 years. He felt like it was, 1 step forward and 5 steps back. And so I'll never forget when we had our introductory call, he messaged back later and he said, is this really something I should do? Like, I really don't want to be hurt again. I really don't want to be disappointed again. And I said, I got you. I just need you to lean into what I'm going to teach you and your life is going to change, right? So guess what happened? He walked through the principles of a 90-day program. And during that time, he also does martial arts. He was winning gold and silver medals left and right. His relationship with his family started being repaired. And he had experiences that he had not had in 20 years with his family members. His self-esteem and self-belief started rising. He began retraining his brain and learning how to talk to himself and create his own identity statement. And then on top of that, financially, in those 90 days, he made more money in his business than he had in the last 5 years since he started that business. So we reprogrammed the mind. We worked with the laws of success, neuroscience, and spiritual laws to help shift his life. And he was able to see it begin transforming right before his eyes, even though he came from a place of hopelessness.
Well, the laws of success in the world remains the same, and the person who can help you confront it, that's all you need, right? And I believe his would have happened, right? He was unable to realize who he is. You helped him realize who he is. Then you helped him with all the spiritual stuff, all the mindset stuff, all the success principles, and then you help him act. And that's why everyone who's listening to you, I keep telling you accountability is key. That's why someone who can support you is easier, right? And which takes me to accountability. What's your take on that, by the way, Terry? Like, are people better with accountability or not with accountability? I believe the former. I think people are better with accountability.
I agree 100%. People are so much better off with accountability. People accomplish more goals when they have accountability. People are better. People live longer when they have accountability. I looked up the numbers. Even in marriages, do you know that married men, they say that they live longer because they're accountable to somebody who's saying, one, I love you, but two, I don't know if that's the best decision, or somebody that they're actually communicating with. There are so many reasons why entrepreneurs and people in business and for your health. I know for myself, has anybody ever committed to working out with another person and you work out more because somebody's meeting you there than you do when it's on your own to wake up and go do it? Accountability. People are more prone when they're going to show something to someone to do a better job. Say, for example, you have a financial coach. You're going to be more accountable if you know I'm meeting with them in 2 weeks and they're going to look back at my numbers. You're thinking about that through that time because you know that your accountability, that you know you're going to be accountable to your accountability partner. And so it's that key thing that helps drive our behavior. It helps people be more productive. It helps people be more honest and integral. And it also helps people get better results. I am a 100% believer in accountability in anything that you want to change in your life.
Well, this leads us to another short break, Tavia. But when we come back, everyone, we'll have a quick rapid fire with Tavia. We'll ask you more questions to understand how Tavia's coaching can help you take your business and life to the next level. But everything for that, you need to wait a little bit. So I'll see you right over this break. As a coach or a consultant, your focus should be on transforming lives, not struggling to get clients. That's where my company Amplify Media comes in to help you not just scale your business, but to consistently give you the revenue that your business deserves. We actually build a done-for-you lead generation acquisition system that brings in clients consistently so that you don't have to worry about where the next client is coming in. You focus on the most important thing that is scaling your business and impacting your own coaching clients. From high impact marketing and scroll stopping content to expert funnel creation, we take your business from point A to point B with precision. Coaches and consultants worldwide trust the company. We have over 277 plus clients, case studies all around the world, help tons and tons of businesses scale. So your next level is waiting. Let's make your brand unforgettable and visit the website today. I would love to offer you a free strategy session to share with you how we can help scale your business. Thank you. So hello everyone, welcome back to the Empowered Entrepreneur TV show. This is your host Rohit Soni, and let me welcome on the stage our guest for today, Tavia Jackson. And yeah, Tavia, we were discussing about like success, mindset, business, and how money-making habits can take your business life to the next level. What do you say to someone who feels like success is always just out of reach? What's your reply?
Yeah. If a person feels like success is just out of reach, that tells me two things. One is that they made the belief that success was out of reach, which means that it's going to be out of reach for them. But it also tells me that there is a subconscious belief that's in the back of their mind that is pushing success right out of reach for them. So, one of the questions that I ask people is, what about you wants that statement to be true? Because we always want to be right. And even in our subconscious, we want to be right. So I'll say, what is it in you that would want that statement to be true? What would make that statement happy? What would make you happy for that to be true? And asking somebody that, for example, last week, asked the lady that, and she said, well, if success was out of reach for me, I don't have to be accountable. If success was out of reach, I don't have to be responsible for people's lives. So there's always something underneath it. And so then we were able to take those real beliefs that she was feeling and find a way to help her spirit and her mind and body come into alignment with the way she could serve and be happy that she gets to impact lives and to be happy with the ability and the shoulders that she's been given to support people and to help people. So it's always another layer down. That's like the top, but we have to peel the onion open to get down to the bottom.
Yeah, I agree. And what's a simple mindset shift someone can make this week that would immediately change their results? The viewers who are watching, they want to change something today.
If you want to change something today, I want you to take 3 minutes and write down the most amazing result that you would absolutely love in the next 30 days. So say, for example, if we own a popcorn business, one day I visualized, I would love for my popcorn business to make $45,000 in 30 days. And I visualized that it happened and what it looked like, that I was out to dinner celebrating. Do you know what happened in 15 days? The result that I was visualizing. So I want you to think of the result that you would want and imagine that it's already done. It should make you happy. It should make you smile because you can really feel it, and watch your results start to change.
Love it. Which takes us to the last segment of the show, Tavia. But this is going to be fun and exciting at the same time. A money belief you had to unlearn.
Yes. So a money belief for me that I had to unblock was that money doesn't grow on trees, meaning that I don't have easy access to it. So there were beliefs that I heard often and beliefs that I heard growing up, and I used to say them. And the reality of it is that we live in God's abundant universe. And just because money doesn't grow on trees doesn't mean that I have easy access, doesn't mean that money can't come to me frequently, easily, and increasing amounts. And when I stopped believing that money was so constricted and limited, then it started to flow so much more easily.
Wait. Best investment you have ever made in yourself?
Long-term coaching, not just coaching for 3 months, not just coaching for 6 months, coaching year after year after year. Best investment ever.
Great. A myth about scaling a business you want to debunk today.
A myth about scaling the business is that the scaling is only about the money. If you try to scale a business and you haven't scaled your mindset first, you're going to spend a lot of time, energy, and effort. You're going to undercharge, you're going to underprice, and you're going to scale into something that will probably leave you feeling exhausted and undervalued.
One mindset book you recommend to everyone?
The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. Yes, the book was written in like 1920. However, read it multiple times.
Awesome. Success in one word for Tavia Jackson.
Absolute freedom. Well, freedom.
Love that. So, Tavia, thanks a lot for being on our show today. First of all, I really appreciate you for joining here. Could you again, at the very end, tell people a little bit more about your coaching, how they can connect with you in the near future? You can just share that with me, I think.
Absolutely. So I'm honored to be a transformational life coach. I help people typically over 35, to monetize and maximize their gifts, their callings, and their talents so they can live the life of their dreams and obtain freedom with their time, freedom with their family, and freedom with their finances, and the finances that you truly desire. So in this process and through this process, I do that by helping you take your dreams from thinking they're impossible to knowing they're possible to creating predictable results, which makes your success inevitable. So I do that through the power of neuroscience, the laws of success, mindset, and spiritual truths. How people can get in contact with me, you can follow me on Tavia Jackson, all things. I have dynamic masterclasses coming up that can help you tap into your vision, tap into these laws, and begin to accelerate your abundance and remove those limiting beliefs so you can make more money and enjoy your time more without even working harder.
Well, that leaves us to only one thing. It's time for you to connect. It's time for you to change. Thanks a lot, Tavia, for being on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So yeah, that's another show where we learn a lot. And I tell you what, the energy today was through the roof, and I loved it. I love to anchor it, and I love to understood it. I love for you to learn it, right? Because if you don't make notes, like I always say, what are we doing here? And if you feel this show is resonate with someone, do share, like, and subscribe, people, because I know if you're on this channel today, you're here to learn, you're here to skill, you're here to move the needle. So, when saying that, goodbye. I'll see you in the next episode next week, 5 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Success isn't for the chosen few. It's for those who choose to show up, take action, and never back down. This is the Empower Entrepreneur, hosted by Rohit Soni, airing across 185 countries, 26 plus TV networks, and 100 plus podcast stations. You've heard the strategies, you've seen the mindset. Now it's time to execute. I'll see you next week, every Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Eastern. Go, build, dominate. Until next time, stay empowered.